What's up, Fizz Nation? Dan Shallum with you, breaking down all the news around Syracuse basketball over the last couple of days. Guys leaving the program, some staying in, some still undecided. We got to start with the biggest news of all, and that is J.J. Starling and Donnie Freeman staying in the 315 for the 2025-26 season. And this could not be better news for Syracuse. We knew headed into the offseason that Starling and Freeman were both the two guys that Syracuse wanted to build around. People didn't know if they were going to leave. Luckily for Syracuse's sake, Starling staying, had 17 points per game this past season. That ranked top 80 across the nation. And whatever the stats say, Starling is such a guy that is your glue on this team. The Baldwinsville native has played here in the Dome for a while, knows the area, and you need a guy like that now in this transfer portal era where there's so many one-year guys coming in. Need some continuity on the roster. J.J. Starling serves that role, and not to mention, he is such a dominant guard and a guy who can get to the rim, create fouls, and score. And then you go over to Donnie Freeman, who really didn't even see play that much this past season, had 13 points a game until that Florida State contest, which was his last matchup of the entire season. But, I mean, this guy was Syracuse's highest-rated recruit since Carmelo Anthony, which was over 2 decades ago. So Syracuse, more than happy to get Freeman back and to get him for a real, true season. We saw some of that prowess when Starling went down early in the season, and then once Starling got healthy, then Freeman got injured. So these two really have not played together, and Syracuse is thinking that when these two are on the floor together, they can be so dominant. I think that they definitely can be. Could be one of the best pairs in all of college basketball next season. But the Orange have lots of work to do. They need a big man, and they need some forwards now, especially with the fact that Elijah Moore, Chris Bell, and Kyle Cuff have all entered the portal. So now Syracuse really has to get to work in the portal. And the reason why is that Chris Bell and Elijah Moore were this team's consistent three-point shooting. Syracuse really has nothing right now from beyond the arc. I mean, when you look down the depth chart, all the walk-ons are gone. All of Syracuse's seniors are gone. Guys like Jair Davis, Jaquan Carlos, Eddie Lampkin. This team is very low on depth. And now it's time to go out into the portal and get some of those big-name talents to come fill out this roster. If Syracuse is serious about playing against the top Power 5 schools in the country, they got to go make some real moves. And we know this past season that, Jaquan Carlos was a highly touted guy and guys like Jair Davis, but for the Orange, they need to really go out and get that next level talent, some guy that's going to be an X factor. And for me, it really comes down to getting a true point guard, someone other than Jaquan Carlos, and not to say that he was bad this past season, but the backcourt of him and J.J. Starling just wasn't that functional. And once again, that three-point shooting is a big point of concern right now. Syracuse really doesn't have a lot of wiggle room in that department right now. So need to get some guys on their side to fill that hole. A big name that's been talked about is Tobin Anderson over at Iona, and bringing in the guard with him, that could be big going forward for Syracuse if there's some coaching shakeups. But as of right now, the Orange roster is really only J.J. Starling and Donnie Freeman. And not to say that it's huge to have those guys, not huge to have those guys back, because it is. And that was the biggest concern, I feel like, for all Syracuse fans, me included, that is J.J. Starling going to come back? He is the core of this team. Well, he is back now, and the Orange simply need to build around him. It really didn't seem like this past season this team was gelling on the floor a lot. You bring in some guys, let J.J. acclimate with them, let Donnie acclimate with them, and you got to remember, the biggest thing, too, is that Sadiq White and Kyan Anthony are coming into town for the Orange in this new recruiting class. And Kyan Anthony is a guy that's going to generate lots of fans to come to the Dome next season simply because of his dad's legacy here at Syracuse, and also the fact that he's the best guard in the state of New York, best player in the state of New York, and Sadiq White, another guy that can make a true impact for this team. But I still think you need to fill out this roster with a couple more bigs and a three-point shooter. But as of right now, Syracuse might not have much on the roster, but there is plenty of time and lots of players in the portal where this Orange team can make a sneaky run at building out a foolproof, good roster for next season where they could be dominant and they can compete in this ACC. I think Syracuse is in a position where they can win over 20 games next season, but we just got to wait and see. what the portal holds from now on.